Welcome back to Industry Expert Insight presented by Council Navy, where knowledge meets clarity and informed career decision begins. Today we are joined by Ranjeet Bhelke, a distinguished leader with over 2 decades of experience across vehicle ecosystem, currently serving as Vice President at Kinetic Group. As he led strategic initiatives across EVs, electronic and large-scale manufacturing, with a strong academic foundation, leadership experience, Dr. Bhelke brings a rare blend of strategy and innovation. So let's hear it from him. The change in education to industry shift.
That the automobile industry had changed in last 2 decades. Since we inserted into the industry way back to 2004 and now 2025, we look the complete scenario of auto industry and the auto ancillary industry, which we were used to see, has changed completely because there are few reasons. Mostly it's a globalization. Right? The sourcing in India and out of India, the workforce, the way we are managing the cost reduction pressure, and the most important factor is the customer expectations from the industry and the product. So these had changed all the manufacturing companies to change the way they were managing their production 2 decades back, and now how they are managing now. So they have become more lean in manufacturing, right? The wastage of the cost and the manpower and the resources has been significantly reduced. Because if you see, the prices of the vehicle are going down year by year. So there is no inflation in the cost. Basically, if you see the other product, the cost of the product increases every year. But here, the pressure is so much that automobile industry has to reduce the cost of the product every year. So how you will generate this saving? It is through internal resources. Either they have to reduce the raw material cost, the overhead cost, the wastage of the cost, right? So that these savings can be passed on to the customers, right? So, and since last 5 years, we have added one more factor, which we see that the EV industry has been developing in India and globally in last 5 years. So all the automobile manufacturers have transformed their manufacturing facility to support the EV industry also. The EV scenario in India is started way back in 2017. Basically, it started with two-wheeler and three-wheeler, which was the most easiest market to penetrate into. And lately, in the last 3-4 years, it has been migrated to the four-wheelers and the buses, the heavy commercial vehicles. EV industry, basically, we have started with copying the global uh, vehicle, mostly in China. And we were doing the CPD assembly here. But that was the easiest options most of the VM adopted, and which was the right approach, we can say, to penetrate into the market. But slowly, the value chain has been developed in India, so that we have to build in India, manufacture in India, and just not import everything and assemble it here. We cannot give the right advantage by doing this process. So the OEM has started focusing on how we can become independent of the China and other countries who are heavily dependent on few of the imported material which are prerequisite for the EU. So that is how the scenario is changing, and it will further improve in next few years.
Technology and EV industry. What students should know.
As I said previously, that the manufacturing companies are changing their perception, changing the way they are managing business. If you see 5 years back, India was not much focused on the electronic manufacturing. We were importing most of the electronic goods from Japan, Taiwan, Philippines, uh, Vietnam, China, right? But government has started supporting the electronic manufacturing in India. If you see the budget of 2023, they have allocated significant amount to promote the manufacturing of electronic goods in India, right? So if we have to manufacturing in India, we have to have the right skill set who understand this technology. right? So obviously, the electronic engineer, electronic and telecommunication engineer, the hardware, software, embedded systems, in vehicle integration, all these skill sets are required to support the electronic industry. Earlier, the automobile industry was only limited to mechanical and electrical engineering. But this decade, particularly 2021 to 2030, there is a lot of scope for electronics, electrical, and software hardware engineers to find their career choices in this industry. This will flourish in next 5 years, and then as government will keep on promoting the electronic manufacturing industry. So the right skill set on the software side, on the hardware side, embedded systems, and the integration part of it is required to be acquired by the students. So whatever their graduation domain is there, you should adopt this skill set. And there are plenty of opportunity will come, not only in India, but outside India, the developing countries who are way behind India, like South Africa, the other developing nations who are still behind in electronics. The opportunity will come from there. So India will see huge opportunities will open up for the students and also outside. So parallelly you start developing your career skill set, and there are a lot of institutes who are giving this kind of trainings, the certification courses. So you should focus on it.
Internships and real world exposure.
Thank you for asking this question. This is an excellent question. Being in industry since last 22 years, being I was a fresher, I know my first experience with industry that what we get taught into the schools and colleges is very different than what industry is expecting. Similarly, after 22 years, when few students approach me for the internship and the freshers, I see that industry knowledge, how the industry operates, such basic things people are not aware of, especially the student. So what is the reason behind this is the college curriculum is not linked with the industry expectation, right? There is a huge gap. We are still very theoretical in our curriculum. All our curriculum, basic undergraduate, graduate, and postgraduate are based on the theoretical knowledge. So there is a huge gap at how we can see that what is the industry requiring and how we can bridge the gap. So the one thing is internship. But internship also, students should utilize this internship, maybe 3 months or 6 months internship, to doing actual work and getting associated with and knowing how the company operates, what are various functions in the company, how these inter-functions getting operated, how internal and external stakeholders are getting managed, how the costing is done, how the marketing is done, what is the operation is, how the R&D works. So you should spend enough time in getting knowledge about this. Most of the students, which I have given internship to more than 50 students in my last 3 years of experience, most of the students don't feel free to ask if they are not having any work. They just sit idle, but they will not be vocal and asking that I want to work on something, allot me some project. So student has to come and ask their mentor or any HR person that I need to work on something, and utilize these 3 to 6 months of your internship for upgrading your knowledge and understanding how any organization works, and bridge the gap and find the way that okay, which function which suits my passion, my interest, and then start exploring that functions particular.
Early career guidance and clarity.
Yeah, exactly. So from my experience, if during my when I was about to pursue my graduation and I have to choose any certain field, if I would have got a guidance based on my real skill set and my passion, I would have taken some different approach and different field. What was lacking is there was, if 2004 and after my 2000, there were very few people who were really giving the professional career guidance. So in last 20 years, it has changed. So a lot of people are there, and the parents and the students themselves have become aware that we have to take career counseling. So this profession or this field has to be taken very seriously to avoid the wrong choices taken and then correcting it. So most of the students, I will say 75% of the students are not aware about what they want in the life. What is exactly their interest? What is their passion? They take choices based on what their friends are doing, what their parents are telling them, and with a limited knowledge about the industry and about the external factors they are having. So our choices about the career, which is very important choice in the life, because we choose career once in a life, and that choice has to be taken very seriously. And if we have the well information which is helping us to take the right decision, that if it comes as early as possible in your career stage, it will be definitely helpful to shape your career in the future, right? Course correction will take time. If you are traveling in a wrong train, you have to get out of the wrong train very early, otherwise the return journey becomes very costly, right? So before entering into the wrong train, if you understand that where my interests are there, what is my passion, where actually I want to work, how I will be happy in doing what I love to do. So if you are aware of it, then it will help in your rest of the life. So this has to be taken very seriously. I agree with it that career counseling is need of the time.
Message to young student and parents.
So basically, the advice will be take a well informed decision, right? Aware of all the choices you have, and choosing the choice between the available options should be based on your passion and your interest and your skill set. So before making the choice, first find out where your interest lies. What is your passion? What makes you happy? By what way or by doing what you will be happy? So if you understand this, then there will be a limited choices. Okay, this makes me happy, right? And then go ahead on this and acquire the further skill on it. So my advice to parents that allow their kids to make aware of their passion, their interest, help them to find their interest. There are various tools available in the market that gives you the hidden potential that okay, my kid is good in this. We may not be aware of it because we have hardly explored it. That what is my interest? If I am good at sport, I should explore sport as my profession. If I'm good at maths, I should explore something about maths. If I'm good at physics, I should do it. But if I'm not aware of what is my interest, where I'm good at, then I will keep on making the wrong choices and I will not be happy. So best thing, all parents are right now are in a very comfortable situation so that they can allow their students, their kids to give some time to arrive at the right choices, right? It's 20 years back, it was a different situation that we have to pass out the college and we have to enter into the job or in the business. That is not the situation right now. So now the kids have some time to make the right choices. So utilize this time rather than spending and doing some non-value adding work. Explore your choices, explore your passion, explore your interest, and arrive at the right choice and be happy in the life.